Hello everyone, this is Robin, and I decided to do the Tarot Gratitude tag by Diane Jarecki that I saw today on Katie Flowers' channel. And there's a plane. I'm outside today because my roommates are sleeping. We keep very different hours, so, finding a time when I'm not working and someone else isn't sleeping is kind of difficult sometimes. But I'm going to do the best I can to record out here. All right, so let's do this tag. The first question is, what tarot deck are you most grateful to for its role in your tarot journey? And the creator stressed that it doesn't have to be your favorite or your most used. So the tarot decks that I'm most grateful for, I'd probably say the Shadowscapes Tarot, and maybe the Maat Tarot or the Maat Tarot. The Shadowscapes because it was my second deck ever, and I used it for a very long time. For a long time, I had only two decks, and that was the World Spirit Tarot and the Shadowscapes Tarot. And the Shadowscapes Tarot was a lot softer, really allowed an intuitive reading, and it got me through a lot of really difficult time periods. I read the Shadowscapes Tarot mostly through periods in my life whenever I was really depressed, whenever I was being abused, whenever, I felt really stuck in my life and like I didn't have a lot of power in any of the situations I was in. And, the Shadowscapes Tarot is a really airy deck. It's very like air and water. It's very flowy. It's soft. It has gentle colors, but there's a lot there. Like you can read a lot out of it. The details that Stephanie Pui Moon Law does. Sorry, the style of art that she does. It's got so much in it, in all of the little tiny faces and all of the little details in the drawings. It's really, really amazing. I liked her artwork before I realized that there was a tarot deck that she made. So that's really cool. And I was really, really happy to find that deck existed. And I also used the Shadowscapes Tarot whenever I was getting through a breakup that was really hard. And yeah, so for my tarot journey, the Shadowscapes really was, what is it called? One of your solid reader decks. It's one of my solid reader decks for a long time. I practically taught myself how to read tarot on it. And I wouldn't say that it's my favorite tarot deck now, but it definitely was a really, really steady companion through a lot of the years of tarot reading, a lot of my years of tarot reading and learning to read. So it's also one of those decks that really speaks to me whenever people talk about their soul decks. I don't know if I have a soul deck, but the Shadowscapes is a contender. I love the depiction of the Queen of Swords in the Shadowscapes Tarot, where it's like this fairy queen with lilies and irises around her and geese, and there's a lot of white and purple, and the sword is kind of curved that she has, and she's got wings, fairy wings in it, and it's a lot of the depictions of the Queen of Swords, which is what I often use as a significator card, by the way. A lot of the depictions of the Queen of Swords is really harsh, or, you know, it only focuses on the one aspect of the Queen of Swords as being like hard and cold and unfeeling or whatever, and like no shit. No shit taken. You know, which is definitely an aspect of the Queen of Swords for sure, but I really like that that deck captures the imaginative, um, intuitive, gentler side of the Queen of Swords as well. So I like that it has both. Okay, so the next question is, what tarot book are you most grateful to for its role in your tarot journey? So I talked about in one of my other videos I recorded. I'm not sure what order they're going to go up, but in one of the other videos, um, for a tag I recorded, I talked about how the Tarot for a New Generation was basically the book that I taught myself tarot with, and it was really, really helpful to me. But I also want to mention this other book, Tarot for the Healing Heart, which is by Christine Jett, and this was really, really inspiring and helpful to me. Again, I was using the Shadowscapes Tarot, and I was reading this book whenever I was going through a rough breakup. So, you know, and it also just existing. You know, I've been able to look at this book, even like not actively reading it, but just like looking at this book and being like, Tarot for the Healing Heart. Yes, these are my goals for tarot. This is what I use tarot. You know, I use it for self-exploration and self-healing, and you know, I can use tarot as a tool for healing myself and for healing others. And yeah, so it's really inspiring to me. The third question is, what tarot channel are you most grateful to for its role in your tarot journey? And I want to mention two channels. So the first is Kellyanne Maddox. For, you know, in Katie Flowers' video, she mentioned how Kellyanne really emphasized or made it okay in a lot of ways, for a lot of people to think about tarot as a self reflective tool, as a psychological tool for understanding yourself better, as a, like, I know that people were, I mean, I know that was, and I was kind of using tarot that way before finding her channel, and that, you know, there were people the whole time that were doing that, but I don't know. I just think that Kellyanne really gave a lot of people permission in a weird way to read tarot that way, and really gave us a framework to understand what we were already doing. So I'm really grateful to her for that. I did watch her tarot trainee course, and you know, it was really good. But really, mostly, I'm like, I was at a point then where I had basically gotten the basics of tarot down. So, you know, I know that was really helpful for a lot of people. But, you know, I think I found more helpful than her tarot trainee course was her tea and tarot videos. Like, putting different tarot cards in with a theme. I found those to be really, really interesting. And I really like whenever she does them. And now I think she does the, like, card slinger videos that are really great. So yeah, I really appreciate Kellyanne Maddox. Also not tarot related, but like also her self-love videos and all of her shadow work videos and stuff, you know. Again, during that time, whenever I was having a really rough time, you know, her videos got me through it. So just like, a lot of her stuff really helped me expand my inner world and be brave enough to face it in a lot of ways. So, and that's what I use tarot for, is to be able to look at and expand my inner world. So even if it's not directly tarot related, I think that she has had a really big influence on me, and my reading style, and um, my ability to be vulnerable and that kind of thing. So the other person that I wanted to mention is Elle from Sacred Seed. And I'm not sure if it's the YouTube channel is just Sacred Seed or if it's Sacred Seed Tarot, because I think like Sacred Seed Tarot might be some, like both of them are connected to her. But anyway, I really like Elle of Sacred Seed. And not only is her deck collection massive, but, and it's also a lot of decks that I don't know about, and a lot of decks that I don't see, because a lot of them are out of print and historical decks that, you know, are not really my interest or my style, but it's really, really interesting to watch her talk about them. You know, whenever she gets excited about, like, oh god, I love this deck, or this, you know, this particular card in this deck, and talking about the history of it, and how it relates to alchemy or whatever. And gosh, I just even if it's not like my particular thing, it's like her enthusiasm just really, I'm like, ah, yes. Yes, talk about this more. I want to know more. Tell me more. So, and she really uses the Marseille style decks, and some of the like older or stranger style decks, like Minchiati and the tarot keys or tarot keys, and I don't know, it's just fascinating. I love her tarot channel. It's great. So yeah, I think that about wraps it up for me in this video. um so thank you for watching. That was the Tarot Gratitude tag by, again, Diane Jarecki, and my name is Robin. Like, subscribe. Okay, bye.